Inferno would fire up our opener of the series and bring the heat indeed as Big drown out Fnatic 16-8. A stellar showing from the Giants to move us on to Mirage, but before we get to see their map pick play out, we've got to dissect this one. And Blair, we knew this was going to be a battle for pride, so it's fantastic to see the individuals coming out to play, including those individuals that usually don't get so aggressive. And if you're a big fan, this is everything you could have ever wanted.
Oh, absolutely, right? We talk about Tizian and Keto being kind of shaky, not being as consistent as, let's say, of course, like a Circe or Xantares, but they stepped up. Everyone stepped up for the side of Big. And for me personally, it's like how the numbers played out, right? We talk about this flash assist for the side of Big. Let me count here real quickly. They got 14 flash assist kills in that map. That is spectacular. It lives up to the stats. That's fantastic. Fnatic's T side, Brolan, he was still having a very good game. He was in a lot of these opening duels. Unfortunately, Big were punishing him time and time again. They were ready. I like the aggression. There was that one round where Xantares and I think Tizian pushes down ultimate with the pop flash, is completely shutting down whatever Fnatic had planned. So great showing from Big. Kind of deflating from Fnatic though. That CD side just fell apart.
Yeah, a little disappointing considering, you know, we've talked about the prowess that Fnatic have been showing on this very map, but I know there's a particular round that you want to be breaking down here, Potter.
Yeah, and this is going to be a round that kind of breaks down exactly what went wrong for the CT side of Fnatic. A huge breakdown in maybe communication, but really kind of unlucky as well for the Fnatic side of things. You're going to see JW over here kind of posturing for defense, and Golden, he does a good job at holding down the line, but JW gets flashed and Molotov off. He bails on Golden and Tizian. At this point, he's too strong. You can see here, he's Wing down, trying to make the wrap onto Flusha. But really this round, it comes down to this Molotov that Flusha throws. It chips the wall here, doesn't go quite deep enough, and this opens up the round for Tizian once again. And this round, it was so weird, so discombobulated. You can see all of Fnatic now. The tides have turned. Now they're looking like a team execing onto the B bomb site. A lot of weird discombobulated duels. I don't think Fnatic were ready for these types of duels. If we can go to the point of view of the players, you're going to see exactly how it kind of breaks down. Golden, as I mentioned, holding down the fort, and at this point he needs JW to kind of throw him an assist, but as you can see, the flash catches him perfectly. Molotov further pushes him back, but this Molotov, man, I don't know if Flusha wanted it to land exactly there, if it went just a little deeper, if that wall, it didn't clip onto it. This round, it could have looked differently for Fnatic. And as I mentioned, for the CT side, they won the round right prior to this, a gun round, in fact, where Brolan was doing his damnedest towards the big pit, showing off the moves, showing off exactly how slippery he could be. And really, I thought this is Fnatic gonna show us exactly how strong their CT side are, but round by round, little by little, they kind of broke down.
Well, of course, they do have another chance of redemption, but it does come in the form of Big's map pick, which will be Mirage. So what are your thoughts going into this one, Blair?
Oh, the numbers don't usually lie, do they? It has to favor Big. But then again, if you look at the results they've had, like, it's been some close affairs, right? They managed to beat, they lost to Godsend 17-19. They beat FaZe 19-16. Then again, FaZe do really like playing that Mirage. And on the other side for Fnatic, it's a map up in the air. They lost to Zywoo, not Vitality. They lost to Zywoo, and Mirage just got completely, absolutely brutalized. But then they beat OG. And then they lost to OG as well. So I feel like it's a map where it's up in the air for Fnatic. Big, however, they picked it. It looked good in the last time they played. So yeah, this is seeming to be a 2-0, maybe?
Potentially. I want to get your thoughts just before we throw to this one, Potter. Is there a particular player that we're going to be looking at on the side of Big, considering their form in some of the recent matches?
It's got to be Keto. It's got to be Keto, because that up and down streaky performance we talked about, it was Mirage that was holding strong for Keto. So definitely seeing how loose these big players are, seeing Tizian topping the scoreboard side of things, the pressure is off. These guys are feeling good. They're feeling themselves, and Mirage is their best map. So, Fnatic, good luck.
A tall task ahead of them indeed. Mirage will be coming up next after this break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to DreamHack over 4. Yeah, it was a quick one there, but nonetheless, we're right back. We tried to double do it, but nonetheless, the first map of madness, I have to say. Both teams letting loose, getting it going. Fnatic, I have to say, didn't really show up other than the first couple of rounds. And moving forward from that, I think Big showing up here, looking real solid on an individual level, getting the confidence up, heading into the later events. Obviously, no progression in this tournament other than finding out who is going to be 5th and who will come in 6th place, and currently Big ahead.
That they are, and heading into Mirage, as the desk was pointing out, this is another map where they can play somewhat similar, right? With that loose play, we're expecting to see the same sort of play from Keto, and well, we're already getting a good start for Big. Trades at top mid successful for them. Flusher dink down as well. Big with the man advantage and a good bit of damage done.
A lot of damage being inflicted at the start of this round. Brawling with the burst headshot. Keto falling victim, but Santares trying to get involved in the smoke.
That might not be the fight he was hoping for. Having to fall back now, and finally Golden peeks out wide to take him out of contention. Tabson trying to do what he can, but Golden's got another one. So Fnatic have turned this on their head. Big unable to really group up, unable to trade, and now Tizian's going to try and run it back to A.
Right now, Tizian trying to come through the ramp. He's got the Glock in his hands. Now 1 versus 3 brawling around the backside. Tizian not looking the right way. As Fnatic with the pistol pick up into the lead by 1 round. And they need to get off to a good start here. They need to get that confidence going. They didn't really get going at all over on Inferno. And now in this one, finally off to a good start. But the force buys was something we like to talk about over on Inferno, Alex. And here on Mirage, it looks like we're going to get more of the same. Big coming out, not exactly a strong force buy. You know, when you get that bomb down, you can get the Galils, the AKs out. But now it is a good mixture of P250s, a Scout, and Mac-10 in play here for Big.
Roland goes straight for that AUG as well, which has been a bit of a hot topic recently in the pro scene. More and more pros seem to be using that scoped rifle on the CT side. That's a good bit of damage from Flusher, and it softens up the first man for an easier kill. He's still alone on B though, and Big are already pushing this B side.
I know. The pressure on, and it's the P250. Not getting a whole lot done there. Brawling with the double kill up on the AUG. That's exactly what you want to see out of Fnatic. And now Tizian and Tabson trying to do what they can, do their best as Tizian looks to dive up on top, going for the jump shot. I love the confident peaks coming out here. Big has pulled it back into a doable scenario, but Crimson Brawler swinging out through. Brawler finishes the round with the MP9 there, Alex. Gets some money up. And 2-0 for Fnatic.
This is Brawler arriving with that AUG we were talking about. You see a lot of pros just not bothering to use the scope with it, just going unscoped, making sure you keep that high rate of fire, making sure you can land those shots more easily. Got to see Brolan get that AUG back into his hands as well after taking the MP9 at the end of the preview, as you so rightly said. Ooh, JW doing some early damage. Smoked down. He spotted some players in Palace, but there really isn't much worth talking about on the Big side in this one. They've got a couple of Deeds, and that is it.
Thompson in middle, Golden catching him off. And will be Fnatic with the 1-man advantage at the start of this one. Now Zantaras walking up with the Deagle, looking to peek down Korn. And Golden holding at the top from behind triple. He's got the M4 in play. Golden with the second headshot as well. Crim sweeping on by, and Fnatic taking this round easily. That's what you want to see out of them. Clean and clinical rounds. 3 kills for Golden, 2 from Crims. And no madness, no shenanigans at the start of this one, Alex, with the back and forth buys.
A much more standard start to the proceedings, which I think is good, Dinko. We had a bit too much craziness in that first map. We can get a more standard start to this one. I'm not going to complain about that. We're going to get the AWP out into the hands of Searson. He has had to sacrifice that helmet. He's just got the Kevlar here, making sure he focuses on the smoke and the flash instead. So he's susceptible to those one shots from the M4s, but Searson is hungry for blood, as is JW. Pushed with the MP9, but Zantares is ready for it. And Searson nearly getting this angle, but still not finding the fight he's looking for.
Searson hits the shot on the cross. Goes back to the window, and Keto holding for the aggressive ramp peak. It's Brawling in with 1. That's 6 kills added to his tally. And well, right now we're looking at what seems to be a fantastic start to the round from Big with that second kill from tabseN, allowing Big into the advantage, and Seriously with the kill up short as well. Fnatic trying their best to duel back into this one, but it isn't happening. Big are fighting back. They're coming out on top, and now it is Golden and Brolin in a 2 versus 3. The headshot from Tizian's good, and now just Brolin left alone in a 1v3. There's not much he can hope to do here. He's on the other side of the map. And Big, they still have a player in middle. Xantares has just crossed out, and Brolin hasn't seen it. Walking back, Xantares ready for the kill, and it's Big with their first on the board.
This round was much more like what we saw on Inferno. Fights all over the map. It really, again, just seems to come down to Big being able to spread themselves across the map and still win the majority of the fights. And then once they get into an advantageous position, there's not that much more that they have to do. They can just group up, push a site together, and that's where they're finding a lot of their success. Now, JW has the ult here on the CT side, and he's already got the first kill with it. That smoke at window not going according to plan. It gets blocked, and JW's still looking for more fights.
Flusher holding the cross, Tizian with the headshot, and that is lightning fast indeed. Flusher is falling victim to it, and now Golden has gone up through the underpass. Out to the right side is tabseN caught with a bomb. The peak is perfect from Golden. He nearly gets the double kill, but luckily Big are able to pull one back, and Tizian's position could be everything to secure this round for Big. He's already in the market, but Xantares tried to pull utility, and he's just going to get shut down by the ult because of that. Can't be hanging around that window too long there, Xantares, and now k1to left in a 1 versus 3 clutch, Alex.
The Molotov, but he doesn't have the chance to use it. JW arriving onto the server with the AWP. His first 3 kills help his team win their next round. And yeah, getting that first kill at mid, definitely nice. Rotating over to B. Not many nades left for Big at this point, which is why he's able to just get a couple of easier kills. Bit surprised that Xantares isn't aware of that possibility, because Tizian should have been calling that Kitchen is quite a likely position. And I feel like Big could have done a bit better at syncing that up, at maybe communicating that over. But it doesn't work out for them that time. And now Big are forced back down to the Deegs.
Some weaker weapons in play for Bigs, but certainly some strong individuals that can make something work when it comes to these Deagles. tabseN already out in middle. And behind the smoke. Molotov in behind that smoke as well. Flusher now under pressure. Smoke goes down into the site. You'll hide behind the bench. tabseN walking up now. Brolin as well behind triple. Peeks down into connector, but it's Xantares with the headshot. Brolin out of that. And these pistols looked like they had a chance of doing something, but Golden has just handed them a disaster. And now Crims alongside JW looking to hold down this A-bomb side. tabseN somehow gets away with his life there. I thought JW was almost surely going to take that bomb down. But Big still with this chance. They've got that B-bomb site control. k1to up in the window. And the bomb's coming all the way back. If the bomb goes down in the connector there, Alex, that's the round done for Big. But they still got a chance here. Flusher walking into jungle. k1to just lets him walk on by. And now it's an M4.
Oh, JW arriving just at the right time to take out the man who had just planted the bomb. Tizian's playing up close though, and JW isn't aware of it. Nice angle from Tizian, an unexpected position from JW's perspective, and it's up to Crims to try and keep his team in control of this game. AK in hand. There's not much money in the bank for Fnatic, so it could be great for him to win this round. And it's planted safe. The bomb's planted safe, and k1to's so far away. Shots landed, but Crims can lock this in. He's on the defuse. k1to trying to close the distance. The shots will land in time. k1to wins the round for Big, and Fnatic's money is broken.
Fnatic, it was looking like they'd done enough. For those 2 kills coming in, the shutdown setup on the A-bomb site, if JW finds that kill on tabseN in the connector, which was almost looking like it was a sure thing, that smoke came up, kind of blocked his crosshair out a little bit, and because of that, tabseN gets away. They already had good positions for Big already into that round, so fantastic stuff for Big. And you see Fnatic are forced down to a real weak buy. They're not going to be going for the eco, of course not. But FAMAS pulled out. TZ on JW, a Deagle for Golden. A scout in the hands of Flusher. And Xantares is down to 30 HP. Follow-up near as well. 27 on the board. Tizian finally drawing first blood, but it's answered back by Golden. And this mid-fight could get a little bit messy for Taps. Multiple players running down. Crimson brawling, getting kills, and suddenly it's Fnatic with the man advantage.
Bit of information gathered from Golden. He spots the man in the apartment. Keto moving onto the site to try and shake things up, to try and catch them off guard. And Xantares is traded, but now they might think Keto is still in those apartments. He's on the site. He's made the sneaky play. Smokes to the bomb, but Keto is still just biding his time, waiting for that defuse. And now Keto, they're looking at the apartment still. Keto from behind with the double spray. That reposition was so well done, Dinko.
Yeah, that's huge from Keto, getting into a good spot. Another impactful play from Keto. Just, he's everywhere they're not expecting him to be. You can see both looking up at the apartments, trying to figure out what's going on, and Keto lines them up. 2 kills collected and a round for Big that they desperately needed to win. Now it will be the full eco pretty much here for Fnatic. There was, of course, a little bit of investment in terms of that Deagle, the itchy grenade in the hands of Flushup, and a Zeus for JW, but this round surely going to be locked in for Big, especially because they're leaning in towards the B bomb site early. Fnatic currently with the stack on the A bomb site, and Big going to the other side of the map. So that's any chance of damage pretty much gone here.
Just flashing back to that last round, anytime you're in a 1v2 and you get to spray 2 players in the back who aren't even looking at you, you've clearly done something right there. Really nice move from Keto, and now Big have a free B bomb site. As you said, this will be an easy round for them. So another topsy-turvy start to the game. Citizen warming up with some shots in at mid. These USPs proving to be a small challenge, one that Citizen will certainly overcome, and they're just feeding him right now, Dinko. This could be one of the easiest aces Citizen will ever get. Probably get stolen away from him, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, this most likely scenario. Xantares looks to be the thief. Flush up, throwing the HE up on top, and Xantares secures the kill. 4-4, tied up on the scoreboard. Fnatic, I feel like this was kind of a similar story to Inferno, where they definitely showed a lot of potential in the start on Inferno, but it's when the individuals started popping off and getting these clutch moments, getting these rounds where you get multi-kills, the likes of Sirius, where things started to get a little scary for Fnatic. Obviously, nothing was really expected from that last round, but it's just the kind of rounds where you let one individual get 4 kills, you let them show up and shut you down completely. It's a lot of confidence going.
Look at this big B fake. 3 smokes onto the B site. The bomb's back at the apartments. And Tizian's going to fake B. He goes down early. Has he drawn enough of a rotation, though? Because the bomb is arriving on the A site. They threw 3 smokes over to B, but Brawlan has stuck around at A, and Keto's not ready. Oh, no. Easy kill for Brawlan. Make it a second. Great play from Brawlan, and Big have so much to do.
Yeah, that second swing for Brawlan's huge. Just can't deny the bomb plant. A 3rd kill for Brawlan. And that's why you don't rotate until you've seen the bomb fully. He's still playing that A anchor position, back behind Ticket, getting the job done for Fnatic. Brawlan, what a hero. The only player left anywhere near that A bomb site, Alex, and Brawlan just swings out. Takes down 2 players and a 3rd to secure the round as well for Fnatic. This is brilliant. You can see Keto was completely unaware that Brawlan would still be tucked in that corner. He thought that would have been enough of a fake for Big. And that to me signals that Big are used to that working out that way, right? They're used to that set piece playing out with everybody just rotating, but it didn't work out today. Brawlan just sits back and Ticket, and Keto not ready for it.
I think something that's really cool about this Decider game, Dinko, is I think we are seeing both of these teams kind of try a couple of newer things, maybe. I know that is a strat that I've seen teams do before, but I think Big are a team that definitely have the nades to try some of these cool strats. Oh, JW. Very close on that flick shot onto the jumping player. Won't get the kill this time round. But yeah, they threw smokes from T spawn there all the way to B. I think it's Carrigan who I first saw do that smoke. He's definitely one of the masters of utility, but JW is not having fun this time. The utility goes against him. Crims gets 1 kill back, but it's Big with the early lead.
Keto looking to get through the smoke. Crims is down to 40. And the man advantage locked in for Big right now, but Crims looks to be that player to pull it back, looking for the head over the top of the smoke, and Keto might just provide. Oh, he spotted him. Crim's on the jump, sees Keto on the stairs, and he'll spam through the smoke for the equalizing kill. Now, where can they go with this one? Seriously wanted to go for the big flank, but he's come right back around spawn. The kill for Xantaras. Golden fighting back for Fnatic. And now both remaining players for Big are standing on the A ramp. Flash to allow Tabson to peek out on towards the bomb side as well. Sirius will throw that up, but now Tabson swings on by. Perfect flash by. First player is blinded. The kill comes through, and Sirius secures the final. Golden falling by the wayside. And another fantastic post-play, I have to say that, from Searson. He was the player that cancelled that flank around middle, decides to come back through spawn, and he plays it perfectly with Tabson at the end of the round.
And we haven't seen quite as many of those flash assists from Big at the start of this map, but that's around where we get to see it. Little time left on the bomb, one flash over the top, well placed, make sure that Tabson can get that first kill, and basically guarantees the round win at that point. Searson knows he's going to win that 1v1 with such little time left on the bomb. So great work from Big. I think Blair pointed out it was 14 flash assists for Big on that first map. It was something ridiculous. Flusher trying to fight, but Tizian just keeps on winning these fights at B. Finally, Golden trades him, and Keto is also low on health with the bomb in B apartments. Oh, time to bail, buddy. Get out of there. His teammates are helping him from short, though, so they're still going to try and make the move onto B.
Xantaras with the kill on JW, but pulls the utility just as Golden comes around the corner. And you see the panic, I'm sure, on Xantaras there, but Golden awkwardly will still take another kill. That's 3 on the hold. And now Tabson and Searson trying their best to pull this round back. Still a full minute left, and they have pulled that kill onto Crims. They know Golden is still around here somewhere. They know they've got him pinned. He's still done so much and could do even more, but Tabson finally shuts him out of the round, and it's all on Brolin. 100 HP, but it doesn't matter, and somehow Big have pulled the round back in their favor. That was looking so good for Fnatic. It looked like Golden had done everything. The initial kill, the repositioning, catching out Xantaras, and the third kill, although awkward, still comes out on top. I don't know how they've done this.
Especially because Golden drops that bomb in the apartments, right? That looked like it was going to get really awkward for Big to try and get that bomb back. But Fnatic fight for the site, and they give the fights to Big, who end up taking them. Fnatic with an early timeout. The first time Tabson and Tizian played against Crims, they 16-1'd him. That's not a bad stat to have on your record. I mean, the fun fact thing there said time for revenge. It's not looking like it's going to go that way right now, though. Fnatic are struggling. Well, and that's even with Golden and Brolin having really good games.
Yeah, that's the sad thing, right? I feel like over on Inferno, a couple of the individuals didn't really show up. I think Crims had an incredibly slow start to the game. We didn't really see a whole lot of production out of Flusher and JW. Brolin was kind of the only player doing a whole lot for them. He still continued that into Mirage, and Golden having a fantastic performance on the defensive side as well, but it's not enough. Fnatic still behind, still trailing away, and Big starting to ramp it up. I feel like they're getting better and better in these rounds. And Crims in behind with the P250. Tizian, he's about to cross over, and this P250 should be getting a kill. Tizian has no idea what's about to happen to him. Crims comes around the corner, rattles away, pulls out the AK, and that's a little bit more to play with for Fnatic. Flusher has also found a kill on the pistol. And Crims with this AK will try his best, but very awkward position to be stuck in. Itchy lands, but it doesn't do a whole lot onto Keto and Xantaras. And with Tabson taking that kill, that's probably the chances of the round win gone up until this point. With Crims up another, Brolin has picked up one, and suddenly it's all on Tabson. A 1 versus 2 back from short. Crims trying to take the duel. The bomb is planted for him in the late round, and they have to get on it. There's no kit, and this might just be all she wrote for Fnatic in this round. Tabson with another clutch. 3 kills collected for him, and Big 7-5.
Well worked by Tabson at the end here. First getting this initial kill onto short, and then just making sure that he stays on top of these fights. Pulls out the nade for the close range angle. At that point, he'd drawn the player so far away from the bomb that he figured he'd probably won the round already. It did rely on Tabson coming back into that. And Tizian's actually down to a Deeg in this round. Searson could have dropped him, but again, Tizian's happy to just go with the Deagle. Big's economy isn't great, so that's probably part of the reason. Searson wants to keep his money strong because he's loving this AWP right now. He's got another early kill, this time onto Crims, but Brolan instantly bounces back for Fnatic. He's going to be put under pressure, though.
Yeah, Brolan around the corner. Tizian will jump on through it. One kill from Xantares. Brolan hitting the deck. And now JW, Golden, and Flusher will try their best to do something in this round for Fnatic. But all of these clutch situations have come through for Big so far. JW with the headshot has drawn the man advantage in favor of Fnatic, and tabseN, he's going to have to try and do, or should I say Tizian, up on top of the triple box. Couldn't quite see his. I was a little bit blurry on my end, but nonetheless, fighting back. JW with the spam kill. Low HP from the risky position, and Xantares having to win the 1v2. He's collected out the first kill onto JW, and Flusher repositioning, hoping he can hold that bomb.
That bomb's on the box. Xantares might have to jump up to get it. It doesn't matter either way because Flusher's watching.
Oh,
Xantares, he knows he's trying to bait out this shot, but Flusher isn't biting. And Xantares still doesn't know exactly where he is. Oh, good effort from Xantares. It's just such a hard fight there with Flusher holding the bomb. You can't really blame Xantares, but unfortunately for Big, their money is in trouble. We were talking about it earlier. And Fnatic finally stabilizing here. And again, Golden and Brolan just individually having really good games. I think Brolan was pretty good on the first map as well. We're definitely seeing his individual level shine in this one. But Big have had to go for a forced buy, which is subpar, I think is the nice way of putting it. They've only got a single primary weapon, and that's one Mat 10.
Yeah, not the most ideal situation to be in right now. Fnatic certainly favorites, and they will take that Mac 10 away. Brolan holding the Palace push down as well. Fnatic with very aggressive positions on this A bomb site right now, and just looking for these early fights. It's been working out for them. Now they send one player into the ramp as well. Go around the back lines. And that bomb is running all the way back through spawn, but Crims, nearly catches the play on the cross. And one-man advantage in play for Fnatic right now. He is looking good for them. But they could get a bomb plant, but JW's position from the apartments, he should be able to get Keto, but it comes down to the timing. He heard the footsteps. Luckily, will get that information, and the kill picked up. Now 2v4, favoring Fnatic into this retake. Bomb goes down, but more than this, that would just be a miracle for Big.
Not even the best positions here, really, for the post plant. One man in kitchen is okay, but tabseN's so low on health on the site. One shot is going to take him out of the round. tabseN, though, gets a spray onto the first player, buying a bit more time, and that time is ticking on the bomb. Fnatic have to speed this up. Flash comes in. Oh, tabseN finally falling, but Searson won't be able to land a shot. Important kills come through for Fnatic. It comes slightly close on the defuse, but they're fine. Flush has got it in the bag. 7-7. This game is starting to heat up, Dinko. We're getting a much closer affair here, which is good to see.
Yeah, I certainly saw. I think Fnatic, there's a couple of rounds where they probably should have won and will be kicking themselves about it as well. But nonetheless, they're picking up a few towards the end of this half and could even come out ahead out of the defensive side. In fact, they are favored to do so when you take a look at what Big are able to bring to the server in this round. Another fun fact, the helping hands. Flusher and tabseN are both joint first for assists per round in 2020.
Nice. Helping out the team.
You definitely want a little more action there when it comes to the kills. You know, everybody's had one of those games where they're just getting constant assists, right? You just feel like you're not doing enough. You're not landing the headshots. You're getting like 3 bullets off in the chest, Alex. They're always the most frustrating games.
Yeah, man. I mean, Xantares in this game doesn't have a single assist. That's what you want. You just want to be headshotting everyone with the AK. Yeah.
Yeah. He walks away with 13 kills. But this buy from Big ain't so bad. It's got an AWP, it's got like a Galil, it's got a Mac 10 in 2 hands.
So same smokes on B when they faked it previously. This time, though, they're going to fake the fake. Tizian is pretending this is a B fake, and then it looks like they might end up going B. But with Keto getting that kill at A, I don't even know what they're going to do now. They've just got all the kills they need. It doesn't matter what strat they're running. They're just winning every single fight, and that bomb is about to go down finally on the B side.
Yeah, fantastic round from Big. This was a round they shouldn't have been favored to win. They obviously get enough weaponry to make it look competitive, but they come back into things. They keep fighting. And seriously, with the kills, and Taz closes it out. Big will lead in the first half. We head into the second after the break.
My crew, yeah, we're lawless. Got the man, them thinking that we're flawless. Yeah, mama told you that I'm gorgeous. Got a million tricks, can't deport us. I'm a flame in the star, call me gassed. Back foot sliding, I'm slick to the mass. Calling to the tribe as a revolution past. Present in time, no, we can't be masked. So you better rise up, cool up, size up. Shout out loud, down before the time's up. So we better rise up, cool up, size up. Shout out loud, down before the time's up. If we break bread, then I'm coming like a healer. If you want beef, then I'll tom beater. If you want beef, then I'll tom. 789, that's procedure. If we break bread, then I'm coming like a healer. If you want beef, then I'll tom beater. If you want beef, then I'll tom.
A close first half, but Big still lead. It's just the one round in the lead this time. Fnatic probably would have liked a few more rounds out of that first half. I definitely feel like there were a few opportunities that they should have taken over the line. But nonetheless, 7 rounds is still enough to work with as they head into that T side. It's a quicker play with most of the stance into this B bomb side. In fact, all 5 players leaning towards the apartments and a push coming through underpass.
Ooh, Tizian thinks better of it. They're going to move back instead, and that means the B site is wide open. Xantara is sitting back, hoping he can get an easier kill. Oh, that boost has been spotted. Big were hoping for a quicker play through short. Flusher denies that from happening, and Golden's got another kill with the Glock. Brolan playing up close. They might not be ready for this angle. He fights them early. 2 players trapped, but Brolan goes back for more. Golden trading again. It's fights all over the B-bomb site, but Golden is the man stepping up for Fnatic. The man on top of that round. Fnatic win the all-important pistol, and that's been a talking point with this Fnatic team recently. They've had some struggles at winning these pistol rounds and converting, so that's a good start to this second half, and Golden continues his fine form.
Golden doing a lot of work. He's 20 kills right now, 11 deaths. He's having a fantastic performance. Topping the server, topping the charts here on Mirage. early utility usage coming in from Fnatic. Smoke up into the window. Force buy from Big could be enough to win this round, though. They have got a scout, a couple of deagles in play as well. You know what they can do when it comes to these force buys. You've seen it from both teams so far in this match. And look at the damage done on to Fnatic early on. Crims is down to 43. Brolin's 47. Big are doing a good job of making a little go a whole long way, Alex. This is definitely looking good. Siriusson jumps up on top. Look how much damage is done onto Fnatic right now. These pistols, one bullet to the chest is going to be enough onto most of these players.
Tabson's on the flank as well. If they don't watch their backs here on the Fnatic side, there are so many low health players. Tabson could actually go massive. Oh my god, here we go. 1 kill for Tabson, but the Deegan accuracy strikes against him. Still doesn't matter though. All the kills coming in. What a round for Big. Every single kill, Dinko. They just dominate that round. They stack mid, and they made that look way easier than it ever should have been for them.
That was just kind of ridiculous. The utility was just perfect. It was sublime from Big, I have to say. Then the Deagles just lighting them up. Fnatic walking right into their crosshairs. And that's what I'm talking about. The ability from Big to do so much in those force buys. It's not just the crazy aim, Alex. I have to say, it is the utility damage that allows those pistols to become so deadly in the final few seconds as well. So just an overall fantastic round out of Big. And a not so great round out of Fnatic, unfortunately for them. And they can try and recover with their own Deagles. 4 of them in plate. The 1 Tech 9 in the hands of Brolin. They got Kevlar. It's the full force here. It's the full investment. Everything that Fnatic had has gone into this round.
Pretty sure that was Tabson's teammate's flash. Blinded him. Timing slightly off. And JW lands the Deagle headshot through the wall. Now he wants to get that gun and he's going to jump up into window to recover it. That's an AK into his hands. He backs away safely. Better opportunity for Fnatic to get something done in this round. That's another smoke on the backside of Connector though. Big are really focused on holding towards this Connector position. And Tizian is pushing through B again. They've got the information.
Brolin going up to the window. Siriusson has a good angle right now. Just holding for that walkout. Keto has got 1 on 2 Brolin. We got ourselves... It's looking like a shutdown at this point. Big are finding all of the kills. All the important jewels are going their way. Finally, JW and Golden fighting back. It is going to be a 1v2 round for Golden as he gets through the murder hole. He'll bring that bomb back, but waiting for him is Zantaras. He's not a player you want to be waiting for you. 10 kills on the board for Fnatic, or should I say 10 for Big on the board. And now double figures reached. It's looking real solid for them right now. It feels like Big on another scenario like they were over Inferno where they can just grab control of things, start racking up those rounds. Across the board, the individuals are just looking more solid for Big. Fnatic have had a few players that have not really got into the series just yet.
Definitely a couple of quieter performers for Fnatic. And in this round, we expect them all to be quiet, really. They've mainly just got Glocks. Deep molly down mid from Tabson. He's already taken fights. This aggression from Big on the CT side is just something that Fnatic has struggled so heavily at dealing with. Even in these last couple of rounds, Big have been able to push all the way through B and just get all the information they need. That's helping them be more prepared in these other positions. I think once we head into the first gun round, Fnatic might just have to hold a default to make sure that doesn't happen for them again. But in this one, there's not much for them to do, realistically.
No, this is just a formality at this point to play out the round, but Tabson has just been goosed up. Will peek out and take 1. Of course, he gets 2 kills still. Tizian with the apartment's aggression working it out for 1. And now it's just Crims left alone with a Glock, and Zantaras will replace Tabson's position with an 11th round for Big. And now it will be the rifles out for Fnatic. The AK-47's being pulled out across the board. A decent amount of utility in play here for Fnatic as well. And for Big, it's the AWP out for Siriusson. The AK for Zantaras. That's always scary when you're on the T side attacking Zantaras when he has an AK in his hands. So Fnatic this round, a lot of pressure on it.
Tizian also gets an AK on that B site anchor position, which I think is really useful. The ability to get a really quick kill on B, an instant headshot, and then just try and survive, it can really help buy you just that little bit more time if you can get that kill quicker. I always like when you give those AKs over to those anchor players, and I like it when Searson is landing shots like that. Another opening kill for Searson. He's been pretty active in these early fights, and the AWP gives Big another early advantage. And unfortunately for Fnatic, as soon as they get the guns out, they have to fight from a man behind.
Santaris with the headshot. JW, the victim. And now, wow, this looks like a locked-in round for Big. They should be taking 12 on the board, no problem, unless Fnatic can pull something miraculous off coming into the A bomb side. 2 players stuck. Just back in the ramp. Flusher jumping around in Palace, trying to pull Keto in. He might just be able to do it, but Keto gladly walks into Palace, this time taking the headshot onto Flusher. And Fnatic are now just stuck in a 2 versus 5. Crims with the headshot. At least 1 for Fnatic in the round, but that is all they will get. Just a single kill into a very important gun round. And that is not what you like to see. Crowd is still loving it, of course, Alex.
Yeah, of course they are. Like some Big fans in the crowd. I've got to say, Big are a team who I think are quite hard to play against when you're losing the opening fights as often as you are here. Because you don't really have any good backup options, right? If you try and go for maybe an execute or a faster play, Big's utility usage is normally great. It's normally going to deny you. This could work, but Searson just got 2 for 1, and he gets the 3rd on the mid hold. Oh man, Fnatic getting some early kills, getting some early fights. But it's not going to go their way. Searson's turned it round, and Flusher doesn't even have the bomb to work with. He has to fight Big to get that bomb back.
Getting the bomb back is a very tough task right now. And here's the jumping towards top middle. So that is some information for Flusher. The jumping is heard. And now he wants a little bit more as he goes back through T-spawn. You've got Searson holding with the AWP this corner. It's not going to be easy to get around for Flush. He needs to be aware of this, and he is still ready. Oh, but Searson still with the kill. Flusher going down to the AWP, and it's Big with 13, 3 away from victory in the series and claiming themselves a 5th spot here. DreamHack Open 4.
That lineup for Searson changes everything in the round. It makes the mid hold so much easier for Big. And at this point for Fnatic, I think maybe it is time to just go for a full-on execute towards the site. Your last gun round, you spread out in a default, you kind of got picked apart. You never really got the chance to execute any sort of game plan. I want Fnatic to have a clear goal in mind at the start of this round. And it looks like they might be listening to me, Dinko. They've already grouped up towards A. Now, Keto is pushed into A ramp, and Searson has just got that pick at mid. They just can't win these early fights against Searson, Dinko. He's been so good at getting those early picks.
Keto stuck at the ramp. Brolin and JW around the corner, and Keto with 1 kill. JW able to find something on the AWP, and still a man advantage for Big. Still Fnatic have to face a large amount of adversity. And Searson, the timing isn't good to pull out the utility. Still spots the arm of Flusher, and the timing on the shot through the smoke the second time is perfect. Flusher falls, and now it's just JW and Golden trying to make this A attack work against 4. It's not looking likely. In fact, it's looking almost impossible. But with Golden on that quick headshot, gives him a slight chance. He's had enough. He wants to run forward, and Searson shuts him down alongside Tizian. Is 14 rounds for Big, 2 away from victory, and Fnatic just getting picked apart in the early round.
Picked apart in the early rounds, but then when they actually get the smokes down and maybe have a chance to move onto the site, there's no real conviction. Look at how Searson gets that kill after the smokes have already faded.
Yeah.
I think at that point, Fnatic, you've used your nades on A, you've just got to commit to it, and maybe you could get the bomb down. Either way, they were behind, but here comes a faster play from Fnatic, trying to switch it up.
Keto under the wood gets 1 kill onto JW. Will now be looking for a little bit more as the T side continue to push out. Taps him with a double. Can he get more? Of course he can. 3 kills collected. And that was just Crims stuck on Tetris. Fnatic have been running at this A-bomb site time and time again, hitting it over and over. And it's 15 now for Big. Map and series points looking like the 5th place team so far, Alex. I have to say, Fnatic haven't really shown us much over the last couple of maps.
Tabson has, though. Certainly has stepped up in this series. We were talking about how he's had a quiet tournament. This was a lovely round from him with the AK, shutting it down. And I've got to say, for Fnatic, I was looking up the stats for them on this map ahead of this game. Some of these stats are ringing true. Out of all the top 20 teams, they have the lowest trade percent on Mirage. They're down there with low flash assists as well. That they just haven't been having a great time on this map. It's come through on the server today, and Big just 1 round away from victory and just 3 kills away from victory. They're just fighting. They want this over right now.
Yeah, this is looking done, but they have done a lot of damage onto Tabson and Xantares, and they have just pulled a kill back. Crims, 15 kills. Flusher on 7. They'll have a chance to make up for that, but Searson is quicker. Not quicker, but he did have a better gun. That does mean that Flusher will fall. And now it is just Crims left alone, securing victory as Xantares and Big are your 5th place team here at DreamHack Open Fall, a team that had dominance in the summer, but here they have looked a little shaky at times, but for the most part, a strong recovery and a strong finish to the game now against Fnatic. 2-0 in the series, and Fnatic can go out in 6th place. That's a couple of extra RMR points, a little bit of extra cash for the guys on Big, and nonetheless, a good, strong finish.
Good finish for Big. I think they can be happy with that, and I think Fnatic will be okay with this result as well. But to break down how that happened, to break down how Big got that win, we're going to go ahead and go to a break, and then after, we got the desk.
A clash for those all-important RMR points here at DreamHack Open Fall, and the Giants of Big would prove the superior force. A clean 2-0 from Tabson's troops solidifies their place in the standings, and with that, pins their badge to 5th on the leaderboard. Joining me, of course, to break down all the action, the lovely Blair and Potter. And Potter, a solid showing from Big to be ending their run here at Open Fall.
Yeah, a really solid showing, a dominant showing on this Mirage. I mean, you saw it once again. Tizian, he never let go, didn't skip a beat from that Inferno, moving on towards Mirage. And honestly, I didn't expect him to have so much success just bullying the Fnatic members outside of the B apartments area. It just seemed like Fnatic didn't have an answer. Even when JW started getting more mobile, had the AWP, came over to help bolster up those B defenses. But Tizian was so fast, always just putting the right amount of pressure, and his entire team knew what the jig was. They absolutely capitalized on it. It created so many holes, and the whole time there were so many instances where Big were at A and also at B and in middle. So I mean, Fnatic, they did not have an answer.
Yeah, they looked completely overrun on this final map to be ending out the series. And it's interesting, Blair, we were sort of talking about it before we came into this series. We were talking about the individual power from Fnatic, but it was actually the individuals from Big that were just really showing up in this game today.
Yeah, but they seem to really have come to play here, like Xantares stepping up, and we said Tizian as well as Keto having a great map number 1, map number 2. But Searson, he was almost unplayable. He was winning every single duel. Fnatic, I won't lie. Look, I hate to call players out because or a team out because it seems like it's doing a disservice to the team who won. Big, they did a fantastic job, right? They came to play. Fnatic looked deflated, yet they were laughing. Like in the server, they looked like they were kind of not the Fnatic we've seen so far this tournament. All the Golden was laughing, he was having fun, which is great. You're having fun, but this was not a Fnatic I really expected. The same old demons still haunting Fnatic. The pistol round statistics are garbage. This entire tournament has been one of the worst so far in the year for a top tier team. In this series, they won 2 of the pistol rounds, immediately get eco the following round. So they need to fix this at some point. Either win the pistol and win the follow-up rounds, or at least don't get ecoed once you win it. It's basically just throwing away 6 rounds in a map, which is not exactly a great win condition when you're going to be going up against some of the better teams in other tournaments, of course. So a few question marks here for Fnatic, but you know what? Big, you can't take anything away from them. That was a great performance.
No, you definitely can't, indeed. And I know possibly we were talking about it before one of Big's matches when they were still in contention for lifting the trophy here at this tournament. We were saying, tabseN's had a bit of a quiet tournament so far. We normally see him as that big frag and in-game leader, but he totally stepped up here today. So a very well-deserved 5th place for him.
Absolutely. And tabseN, as the in-game leader, a lot of pressure has been not only on him, but all of the big guys. We talked about having a huge target on their back. Absolutely true. They had a monumental run over the summer, over this summer. So definitely tabseN's brain power, you could see a lot of it has been focused on the team's success. So a little bit lacking on that individual prowess, but honestly, his entire squad, he's got enough firepower where that doesn't have to be his priority all of the time. But either way, it's great to see him loosening up, having fun, especially on this Mirage. He had some banging rounds, especially towards that A. So I'm glad to see that tabseN had those kinds of rounds for himself, because sometimes that's all it takes is just that one feel-good round to get your confidence boosted up, your ego absolutely stroked. So, I mean, it's good to see tabseN in that moment.
Well, with that, I think we can take a quick recap of our playoff bracket to see exactly where we are standing, going, of course, into the grand final later today. Of course, this wasn't a match that was in these brackets right now. This was a placement match for those all-important RMR points. But as we can see, this bracket filling up nice and good to be leading us into that Astralic versus Heroic game later on today, Blair. That is going to be an absolute banger. The last time we saw these two teams face, it was so close. So I have a feeling Heroic are going to be returning with a vengeance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That game, oh my lord, that game, it feels like a lifetime ago. That was, I think, one of the opening games of this entire tournament. It was fantastic. It was so close. Could have easily been 2 over Heroic. And right now, it looks like the only team I mean, of course, they lost to Vitality yesterday, but I feel like the other team who can really challenge Astralis is going to be Heroic here. It's going to be a banger of a series. I'm ready. I hope everyone's ready. I think this is going to be the game of the day until, of course, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be spectacular. And team, the last time they faced 4 overtimes in the first map, no less. So I think this is going to be an absolute banger. But of course, before we can get into that, we need to take a short break. But you guys don't go anywhere, as Frankie will be back with more sport buff quizzes in that break. You can test your CSGO knowledge and prove you know your stuff here. Make sure you've linked your account to the leaderboard so that you can collect those all-important points. But I think now it is time to get down to business. A rematch for the ages is on the horizon in a regional rivalry, no less. There's a chance for Heroic or Astralis to be making it to the grand finals tomorrow. It's going to be a clash of the Titans, and it's coming up after this.